Every law on the books exists because someone crossed a line. Most of the time, that line is crossed by thousands of people over decades, but sometimes it's crossed by one spectacular idiot. One decision so reckless, so stupid, that lawmakers looked at each other and said, "Okay, apparently we need to write this down." Today, we're counting down 25 real laws that exist only because one person ruined it for everyone. A tour through the legal system's most embarrassing overreactions. And fair warning, if you've ever wondered why a law sounds insanely specific, you're about to meet the reason.
Number 25. The law that criminalized fake kidnappings. This law exists because one man decided it would be hilarious to fake his own kidnapping. Police launched a full investigation. Roads were blocked. Newspapers ran breaking headlines. Hours later, the victim casually returned home and admitted it was a prank. Lawmakers were furious, not because he scared his family, but because he turned emergency services into his personal improv show. So they passed a law making false kidnapping reports a serious crime, with penalties heavy enough to make sure no one ever tried that joke again. One man wanted attention. The law responded with handcuffs. Number 24. The law that banned coffin sledding. At some point in history, a man looked at a coffin and thought, you know what this needs? A hill. He stole one, climbed up, climbed inside, and rode it downhill like a sled. It ended with injuries, panic, and first responders asking questions they never trained for. Lawmakers quickly banned using burial equipment for recreational purposes, effectively writing a sentence no one ever thought they'd need. Because of one man, the law now has to clarify coffins are not sports gear. Number 23. The law against pretending to be a cop. This law exists because one individual began dressing like a police officer and pulling people over for fun. No badge, no authority, just confidence and a cheap uniform. Drivers complied because most people don't argue with flashing lights. When he was caught, lawmakers realized something horrifying. There wasn't a clear law stopping this behavior unless another crime happened. So they fixed that loophole fast. Now, pretending to be law enforcement is illegal in itself. All because one man enjoyed the thrill of fake power. Number 22. The law that banned mail bomb pranks. Someone once thought it would be funny to send an explosive device through the mail. It detonated when opened. Before this, mailing something dangerous wasn't as explicitly illegal as you'd expect. More of a please don't than a you're going to prison. After the explosion, lawmakers didn't debate philosophy. They panicked, grabbed a pen, and banned any explosive or booby-trapped packages permanently. One idiot turned the postal system into a crime scene. Number 21. The law against blocking exits during arguments. This one is disturbingly specific because it had to be. A man repeatedly blocked doors during arguments to stop people from leaving, trapping them in rooms until police arrived. No weapons, no physical assault, just control. Lawmakers realized there was no law clearly addressing this behavior, so they created one banning intentionally blocking exits during confrontations, even without violence. Because of one person, the law now has to spell out something that should have been obvious. People are allowed to leave.
Number 20. The law against releasing animals as a prank. This law exists because one man thought it would be hilarious to release a truckload of farm animals into a town square overnight. By morning, traffic was blocked by cows. Goats wandered into stores. Police chased pigs through intersections like it was a live-action cartoon. The damage bill was massive, and lawmakers quickly realized there was nothing explicitly stopping someone from doing it again. So they passed a law making it illegal to intentionally release animals into public spaces without authorization, even if it's just a joke. One prank turned an entire town into a petting zoo with sirens. Number 19. The law that made fake emergencies a serious crime. A man once pulled a fire alarm in a crowded building because he was late and wanted an excuse to leave. What followed was panic, emergency crews, injuries during evacuation, and thousands of dollars wasted. At the time, penalties were vague, more of a slap than a consequence. Lawmakers responded by criminalizing false emergency reports and alarms, with punishments severe enough to make people think twice before treating panic like a shortcut.
One impatient decision taught the law that emergencies need protection from boredom. Number 18. The law that regulated public hypnosis. This law exists because a street performer began hypnotizing random pedestrians without their consent. People handed over money, did embarrassing things, later claimed they didn't even agree. When complaints flooded in, officials discovered there was no law covering unauthorized hypnosis in public spaces, so they wrote one. Now, public hypnosis requires consent and permits because one performer treated strangers like interactive props. Number 17. The law against throwing objects from buildings. At some point, a man decided to start throwing household objects out of his apartment window just to see what would happen. Plates shattered, bottles exploded, furniture nearly crushed pedestrians. After someone was seriously injured, lawmakers rushed to ban throwing or dropping objects from buildings, regardless of intent. Because of one person, gravity officially became a legal concern. Number 16. The law that banned fake charity collections. This law exists because a man stood outside stores collecting donations for a children's charity that didn't exist. He had a jar, a story, even fake credentials. By the time anyone caught on, he had walked away with thousands. Lawmakers responded by requiring verification and authorization for public charity fundraising, turning trust into paperwork. One scammer made kindness legally suspicious. Number 15. The law that made public spitting illegal. This law exists because one man didn't just spit on the ground, he deliberately spat on people during arguments. Health officials warned about disease transmission, public outrage followed, and lawmakers stepped in. What used to be considered gross but ignorable suddenly became a legal issue, so laws were passed banning spitting in public spaces, especially toward others, turning basic decency into something enforceable. One person weaponized saliva, and the law had to respond. Number 14. The law against fake marriages for profit. This law exists because a man ran completely fake wedding ceremonies. He charged couples for licenses, vows, and official-looking documents, none of which were legally valid. Dozens of people later discovered they weren't actually married. After lawsuits and public backlash, lawmakers banned unauthorized or deceptive marriage ceremonies conducted for money. One scammer didn't just break hearts, he broke marital law. Number 13. The law that criminalized hoax bomb threats. A man once called in bomb threats repeatedly, not to harm anyone, but to avoid work and watch buildings evacuate. Businesses shut down, police mobilized, emergency resources were drained. Lawmakers eventually passed laws making any hoax threat involving explosives a major felony, even if no device exists. One lazy prank forced the legal system to draw a hard line between jokes and terrorism. Number 12. The law against pretending to be injured for money. This law exists because a man repeatedly faked serious injuries in busy public areas. Concerned strangers stopped to help. Money was offered. Then he'd suddenly recover and disappear when police arrived. After multiple incidents, lawmakers banned intentionally faking injuries or distress for financial gain. One actor turned sympathy into a scam and made compassion legally complicated. Number 11. The law that outlawed fake arrests. This exists because a man staged fake arrests in public as part of a prank. Handcuffs, shouting, forced detentions, all in front of terrified bystanders who had no idea it wasn't real. Police were called. Crowds panicked. Real emergencies were delayed. Lawmakers responded by banning simulated arrests or detentions without authorization, even as entertainment. One prank proved that fake authority is still dangerous.
Number 10. The law that banned gluing coins to the ground. This law exists because one man discovered a new hobby, gluing coins to sidewalks and watching people try to pick them up. People bent down, fingers got stuck, arguments broke out with the pavement. After multiple injuries and public complaints, lawmakers stepped in and banned intentionally attaching small objects to public walkways as a prank. One guy turned spare change into a public safety hazard and forced the law to protect people from the ground. Number 9. The law against pretending you found a dead body. This one exists because a man repeatedly called police claiming he had discovered human remains. Each call triggered full crime scene protocols,
detectives, tape, forensic teams, the works. After it happened more than once, lawmakers realized there was no specific law stopping someone from falsely reporting discovered bodies, so they wrote one. One morbid prank forced the legal system to say, very clearly, don't lie about corpses. Number 8. The law that made it illegal to lock customers inside a business. This law exists because a shop owner locked customers inside his store after closing time because he thought they were taking too long. Customers panicked, police were called, the door had to be forced open. Lawmakers responded by banning confining customers inside a business against their will, even briefly. Because of one impatient owner, the law now has to remind businesses closing time isn't kidnapping time. Number 7. The law against staging fake crimes for content. This exists because a man began staging fake crimes in public for online videos, fake assaults, fake thefts, real bystanders calling real police. After repeated incidents, lawmakers banned staging simulated crimes in public without disclosure or authorization. One content creator proved that it's just a prank stops being funny the moment sirens show up. Number 6. The law that outlawed filing lawsuits for fun. This law exists because one individual filed lawsuit after lawsuit, not for justice, but because he enjoyed the attention. Courts were flooded, judges were overwhelmed, defendants were dragged in repeatedly for nonsense claims. Eventually, lawmakers gave courts the power to declare someone a vexatious litigant, permanently restricting their ability to file new lawsuits without approval. One legal troll forced the system to protect itself. Number 5. The law that made it illegal to set traps for thieves. This one exists because a homeowner rigged his property with hidden traps designed to seriously injure anyone who tried to steal from him. A burglar was badly hurt, and the homeowner ended up in court. Lawmakers responded by banning mechanical or concealed traps intended to injure trespassers, even criminals. One man tried to outsmart thieves and learned the law doesn't allow home alone logic in real life. Number 4. The law that made faking your own death a crime. This law exists because one man decided the easiest way out of his problems was to pretend he was dead. A funeral was held, family members mourned, authorities closed the case, until he was discovered alive, trying to start over with a clean slate and zero responsibilities. Lawmakers realized something uncomfortable. There was no clear law against intentionally faking your own death. So they wrote one. One selfish escape plan forced the legal system to officially say you don't get to rage quit life. Number 3. The law that criminalized habitual emergency line abuse. This law exists because a single individual made thousands of non-emergency calls to emergency services just to talk. Dispatchers were overwhelmed, real emergencies were delayed, lives were put at risk. After years of chaos, lawmakers passed laws allowing authorities to block, fine, and criminally charge people who repeatedly abuse emergency lines. One person turned a life-saving service into a personal hotline, and the law had to shut it down. Number 2. The law that made it illegal to claim fake victimhood in public. This law exists because a man repeatedly went on television and social media claiming he was the victim of crimes that never happened. Police investigated every claim. Resources were wasted. Real victims were drowned out. Once the truth came out, lawmakers banned knowingly fabricating crime victimhood in public or through media, especially for attention or sympathy. One person abused public trust and forced the law to defend reality itself. Number 1. The law that exists because one person wouldn't stop suing everyone. This one man filed lawsuits against strangers, businesses, government offices, anyone he could name. Not because he was wronged, but because he enjoyed the attention. Courts were flooded, judges were exhausted, the system slowed to a crawl. So lawmakers gave courts the power to declare someone a vexatious litigant, permanently restricting their ability to file new lawsuits without approval. One individual proved that even the justice system needs a spam filter. Every one of these laws exists for the same reason. Someone couldn't stop themselves. So the next time you hear a rule and think, who would ever do that? Now you know. If you enjoy real laws that sound fake, subscribe and check out the next episode of Weird Law Files, because trust me, it only gets dumber from here.